welcome back to another episode of my podcast. I'm gonna literally talk about where I have been because I have been MIA on certain social media platforms, and I literally want to mix, I want this podcast to be about, yes, things I go through with the car community, but certain opinions that are mine as well, and certain things that I'm going through in life. It's gonna be a mixture, okay? So lately, you guys, I'm gonna jump in here. Lately, I have just felt like this shift in my energy that's like, I'm gonna go and get what I want. And no one's gonna stop me. I don't know. That's just the vibe I've been feeling. I just feel like at this age, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go for it. So, with that being said, I did something that I have not done in my whole TikTok creator, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so ever since I've had TikTok for about, I think we're going on possibly 2 to 3 years of me being on TikTok. I have never ever had my comments turned on. So let's talk about that. I feel like that was a big thing. And I'm so petty and I'm so stubborn that I'm going to go ahead and touch base on that because that was like one of the early questions that I got when I joined the car community. A lot of people were talking about that. A lot of people like, why don't you have your TikTok comments on? Why don't you? And fun fact, I actually had a prior account that had, no, I think I have more now, but I had it at like 12.7K, my first ever TikTok account. Unfortunately, TikTok banned it because apparently whatever was like, oh, banned for blah, 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 blah content, which I'm like, yeah, I'm just in a dress. I'm sorry, I cannot leave these at home. Okay? Sorry. So it was just like that I was like, okay. So anyways, with that first account, I kept like getting questions like, oh, why don't you have your comments turned on? Why don't you have your comments turned on? And I'm gonna touch base on it. I am so stubborn. I'm so petty that when I came to the car community, I was being told like this, and this, and this. Okay, first of all, I was told that I needed to know, and this was like obviously someone that was not in my corner, was not rooting for me. I was first told that I needed to know everything about cars, that the little basics that I knew about, like, no, that was not good enough. I was told as a content creator, and mind you, I've been on social media since 2016 as a Instagram model. I know the ins and the outs, but my little thing that I love to do is when like beginner car content creators, or however you want to say it, will come to me and then like try to put me on game, and I'm like, oh, you have no idea. So I would have people tell me like, oh, you can't make it if one, you have your comments turned off. Babes, I made it to 12 point whatever, 12.4, 12.7K followers, and on my TikTok, my current TikTok account, that's at, oh girl, I don't even know, I think it's 17.1K. The comments were turned off until about a week ago. I'm that girl that I just love proving people wrong. I'm sorry. Someone got to do it. Someone got to do it. Someone got to do it. I've always been like that. I've always been like pushing the boundaries because what do you mean? Like, no, you don't tell me what to do, you know? So anyways, that was one. Two, I was told you can't make a stock car go viral. You can't. Why is it stock? What are you going to add to it? What are you going to add to it? What are you going to add to it? And this is the thing. I'll be so transparent. I feel like when I first bought my car, it had one previous owner. He took super good care of it, and he had everything I already wanted on it. The headlights, tail lights tinted, side markers tinted, nice little tint all around. Um, the side mirrors, they're matte black. I didn't even have to, I didn't have to do pretty much. Oh, and then the emblems were obviously blacked out. So, I didn't have to do anything, girl, and the rims were black. I really didn't have to do much, and to me, the car was clean as is. That was before I knew a little bit more. I was, just, a beginner going to the car community, so I didn't know what direction I wanted to go with the car. I didn't know if I wanted a show car. I didn't know if I wanted to be into, racing. I didn't know. Now, being years in, I know exactly where I want to go with it. But my thing is that I feel like when it comes to mods, that's for you personally to know, because I always felt like I'm not going to sit here this random DM from this random person and list out all my mods list. Like, sir, if you are not buying me anything on this list, like it's a freaking wish list, don't ask me that question. I'm so sorry, not sorry. Because like it gets annoying when people are like, oh, what mods. Like, I'm not gonna go through, I'm not gonna tell you what I want to do with it, you know? So I was told that you can't do that, baby. I made it happen twice. And I don't want to hear it's because they're pretty, it's because it's you. No, babes, it's because I was consistent. That's it. I wanted an end goal and I got it, and that's it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. You know what? I feel like those were the two main things. I feel like those were the two main things that I was like, you know what? I want to prove it and I'm going to. And then from then on, then I'll shift. So I was so stubborn that with the mods, not only did I not know where wanted to go with it, but at the same time, I wanted to prove to people that I can make this car go viral, okay? And then two, with the comments, I wanted to prove it. I wanted to be petty and be like, I can make this account go viral. So me activating my comments, let's talk about it. Honestly, it's pretty good. Pretty good experience. The only thing I will say, TikTok audience is so different than Instagram. I feel like Instagram, I got it down. Instagram is just like home base. Instagram's, it's like, I'm like, Instagram, you know, like I know how to, it just is different. I feel like I've kind of made the way that I am, you know, on Instagram be known. And I feel like my followers, my, like community, okay, kind of know how I am. They've picked up on it and they kind of know my personality. And I feel like it's a little bit more of like an app that, like, you know, you can get like more personal with. Now TikTok is so widespread that, you guys, when I don't even want to know on my main account, the 17.1k. And when I talk about this, I have two TikTok accounts. I have a backup and my main. I'm literally right now in this moment growing my backup. I'm really not so much on my main one. So when I say like my account, like I'm talking about my backup. So my backup, you guys, you know, when I did it, my thing is like, it's been good. The only thing I'll say is that it's really different because I don't even know on my regular account. I don't even want to know how many people are viewing my account. I don't want to know, because if on my backup, it jumps from like 15 people viewing my account, 27. I'm like, that's crazy. And it's just like me posting what, 2-3 videos daily. Like, I don't even want to know the other account. I'm like, whoa, the widespread of it. And of course, you know, I've been getting like message requests, not follow requests, message requests, where it's like trying to talk to me or this or that, and I'm like, okay. Or it's like people that don't follow me but are jumping into my comments, like, okay. And a lot of it, really, what I have to say about that is like, you can't really, like, how to put this, you can't really showcase who you are, because people just scroll, comment, and then scroll, you know, like, it gets lost in there. Your video, your content gets lost in there, so people don't take the time to like get to know you, or whatever the case is. Like, it's hard to, you know, build like, oh, this is how I am and this is my little rules for my account and all of this, you know. So from time to time, like, I'll get certain comments that are not, because again, I don't have bad comments, okay, I don't really have bad comments, but the ones that are kind of like, like, you, no, we don't do that on my page, I'll get them and I'll put them in my story. And I'll just be like, hey, leave your ego at the door. Like, nah, this ain't car girl energy. Like, like, I'm very vocal. I do speak on it. The one thing I'll say though is it's very much giving show and tell. It's giving show and tell. It's giving, like, when I tell you guys, I recently collabed, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, my collabs, because girl, we need to talk about the collabs. I collabed with a guy that has a SS, pretty nice. I was like, oh, okay, boy, I see you. I like his build. And I did one where it was like, oh, dressing like a bum because his car is the fit. Left the comments on because I'm thinking, okay, like, you really can't say anything, you know. And here comes this rando, doesn't follow me, and it's a picture of whatever the heck he added to it. I don't know, the hood was open. What, I couldn't tell you. I don't know, girl, okay? I'm not that into, I don't know yet, okay? I couldn't tell you, but something was done to it. I don't know. And he put a caption, he kind of commented, I'll make you sell it. Not my car, You can't just like scroll and just, like it's very much giving, oh my god, ooh, so sick. Oh my god, that's your car. Like, like it's giving like that. Like homeboy really wanted me to be like, no way. Like it's it's giving like pay attention to me, and I just, girl, I am cackling. I am cackling to the bank, cackling because it really is giving like I want this girl's attention. It is. It's so funny. Like I've had the comments be like, "Oh, I have like I don't know what other one, but it was like, "Oh, um I'll have you in my car. Like you could be driving this car." It's very much like pay attention to me, like what I have. And I'm just like, I guess like it's very much giving like give me attention. I think that's one of the funniest things because I won't respond to the comments, or I'll just leave them, or I'll just like, because my thing is like they are so attention hungry over there on TikTok that I'm like, this is insane. And then I did have one girl comment something stupid, which let's talk about it, because one thing about me, baby, and I want it to be known, one thing about me is that I don't shy away from people trying to do this to me. I don't shy away from comments made about me. We're going to talk about it. We're going to address it. We're going to address the elephant in the room because I'm transparent, baby. I've always been. And I feel like that's one thing I want people to know about me when they say Maro Mommy or Lena or however you know me as. Like, I want people to know, like, she is transparent AF, and I will never not talk about something. So I made a TikTok, and it's a trend, mind you. Like I saw the sounds, and I kind of remixed the saying. So the sound was like, um, something like, "There's million something homeless people in the world," and then the second person says, "I don't give a, I don't give a about homeless people." And then so I recorded that, and in my head I'm like, damn, what do I say? Do I say like, oh, when they say that you're not a real car girl if you dress girly? But I'm like, no, because I want everyone to feel included. I want all my car girls, the girly ones, and the kind of, I'm just gonna call, like, just say like tomboyish, okay? Like I want all my girlies to feel included. So I was like, no, because I don't want, to anyone to feel bad. So I was like, let me think of it. And I was like, oh, okay, let's put like, when they say that you're not a car girl if dot, or you're not a car girl, yeah, you're not a car girl if dot 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 dot, so it's saying like if, like it's open for interpretation, whether that's like if you don't know about cars, if you drive a V6, if you drive a Camaro, for example. Like it's open so all my girls feel included, and at the same time it is just a sound. Okay, so a girl commented on there, and she was like this. She was like, another car girl made me feel bad, saying like, oh, can you handle all that horsepower? And it was my first 5.0. And she's like, and now I have an M3. And I was like, hell yeah. I said, you know what? Unfortunately, that's not a real car girl. Okay, if you can't be supportive and you want to be rude, like, I'm so sorry you had to go through that, but you got an M3. Like, good for you. And it's funny because you would think going, like, leaving a comment, you would have read that and thought, let me not comment something dumb, since literally this girl is saying that she, went through that with another car girl, right? But people are not the brightest on TikTok. I've noticed that. And so this rando commented on there and was like, that's only said about girls that parade around their stock cars. Not the hiding behind the screen, babe. Not you hiding behind your phone, babe. And for me, like, I don't shy away. Like, obviously, it's like, I'm so sorry. You got to use what you got. Okay? And again, it's all about, like, being consistent and knowing what you got. You know? And so, with that, I was like, okay. So I said, maybe. But in this case, oh, and then she had put LOL at the end. And I was like, maybe. But in this case, it means in general. LOL. Because the thing is like, let's not be bold over the damn phone, And I feel like that's one thing that I don't understand about when it comes to car girls. Like, I feel like everyone's trying to have a cookie. Everyone's trying to be like, pay attention to me, And it's just like, girl, you don't gotta do that. Like, the funny thing It's just like you can say all day, all night, oh, it's stock, it's a chance of Visa. But please look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Like, and that's one thing that it's so funny, and that's literally why I wanted to prove that I could make this type of car go viral. And literally, when she said that, I took a screenshot of my main TikTok account and just posted it in my story. Because a lot of people don't know that that's the backup, and it's so funny. So, other than that, like, the comments honestly aren't bad. They aren't bad. It's just like I said, you do get those random guys that I've collabed with two cars so far, and you get the ones being dumb because I did collab with a Supra, and I got like people, just the same old commenting B58 question mark or I can't remember. I think the one of the comments was like VR some. I don't know. I don't know. So that's what I'm saying is like I feel like it's really like the guys are like, pay attention to me. Hey, show it. Look, I have this car. Look, talk to me. DM me. And then the girls are like, cookie, give me a cookie. Pay attention, give me a cookie. It's very much giving pay attention, and baby, I'm unbothered. Unless you got money for me, unless you got money for me or some car parts, I don't. I could care less. Like, baby, it is social media. It's a tool. Okay, it's a tool. It's just an app. Moving on, let's talk about my collabs. Okay, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I was like, I'm not gonna do no more collabs. No more collabs. Because I'm not gonna lie, it started to get scary. With the last collab, um, I'm not even gonna save him. I'm not gonna save him because I feel like people should, should just if they do something weird and you know that who you collab with is very vocal and you know they have like a biggish following, I feel like you should watch your actions. I'm not even gonna try to save them. I'm not. I last collab with a Camaro, and he got really weird, girl, and he was over here trying to like make a move on your girl, and I just felt super uncomfortable. And ever since then, I was like, I'm just not gonna collab. I'm not gonna do it. However, I ended up collabing with two people, and I'll say this, babe, like I feel like with the first, let's talk about the first one, okay? And with the first person, it was a collab, and I was so excited because I was like, yes, this is the type of car I wanted to collab with. I was just like, everything kind of, when it falls into place, and it was good. Like, it was, I got the videos, like, the person, like, made me feel comfortable, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, your girl just get a little shy at certain, like, when you're in the gas station, and I'll say this, okay, it's not when people are watching. It, it's not when people are watching. It's when like a group of like 2, 3 crackheads is watching. Okay? Because that's what happened. Like I was literally, he was taking a video of me like pumping gas in his car. And he's filming me, and behind him in the corner are like three homeless, 3 crackheads, okay? And they're just like watching. Like when I tell you they're like standing, like the emoji of the guy just standing, they were like that. Just like watching. And I'm over here, I wasn't doing anything sexy, you guys. I was not wearing anything other than a freaking tank top, leather jacket, jeans, and sneakers. And I was just pumping gas or just like looking around, or like it's a take of me laughing, so he's trying to like make like say a joke and like make me crack up, or I'm just like this with the hair, or like this, or like texting on the phone. Like it's nothing sexy, but I'm like when you're a star, baby, you just shine. But anyways, yeah, so I was just like, okay, like he was, like making me feel confident, like, nah, like come on now, come on, like get your content. And it was cool. But unfortunately, this is the thing, is that look, when I make content with people, that is just making content, and I feel like they try to blur the lines, and they try to be like, oh my gosh, because she's nice and she's cool, like that means she's interested in me. And baby, no. No, you will know when I like you back, because I was not nice to him. I was mean. His nickname for me was Wednesday Addams. And anyone that knows me knows that I'm giggly. I'm very like warm, so like that can tell you everything. And it just, you know what? It resulted in this person being weird. And when I tell you guys that it was like, oh, like, well, like, let's talk. And I'm just like, look, like, we are not compatible. Like, we are not a match. Oh my cannot imagine it. And I met my first like princess guy. Like when I mean like princess guy, I mean like he wanted to be the princess in this imaginary relationship that he thought was happen. I don't know, girl. I don't know. It was very much, I'm interested in you, and I would just be like, oh my gosh, I find, you're so confident, you know what you want, like, you know who you are, like, that is so attractive. Thank you. I'm grown. I would hope I would know who I am and what I want. Yeah, you have your nails done all the time and your hair, and oh, that's so attractive. You always have your nails matching with your toes, and your hair is like always so, I don't know what he said. And I'm just like, he's like, that's one thing I look at girls. Mind you, this guy was not cute. This guy, like, there was already like gray in his beard. No, he was not like old. Okay, but he wasn't that old to be having gray in his beard. And three, he was like 5'6". Like, what's not clicking, Steven? Take a look. What's not clicking, Steven? So with that, like, when I tell you that he wanted to be princess, I was like, oh, no. No boogie. No, there could only be one princess, and it's gonna be me, It was very much giving, like, I can't defend you, like, it's my way or the highway, like, I don't care what your preferences are. And my thing is like, I will always be nice. Like, if you want to be homies, if you want to be cool, like, yeah, that's fine. I've had guy friends before. But the thing is, like, all my guy friends know that I am princess. All my guy friends know that, like, okay, there's only one princess in the friendship, and it's gonna be me. Okay, so it was very much giving when I had told him, I was like, we were never a match to begin with. That we were never a match. Okay. And I was like, okay. And then so the next collab was the Camaro guy. Such a sweetheart. And with that, he was so sweet. He was like, you know what, do you need anything? Let's go grab a Red Bull. Do you need snacks? And I'm just like, yes, opening the door for me. And yes, the other person did the same thing. But like, it was just so nice to have a nice collab. And you guys know that I don't have a good track record with Maros. And I literally told him that too, because again, I'm very straightforward. I was like, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be like, you already negative something points. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm just like, because I was like, I've always had problems with Maro guys, like, or Maro people in general. I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to keep it a buck. The Camaro community is not nice. Not nice. And I literally said that. Like, I asked him, I was like, hey, can I have your opinion? And mind you, this is a guy that has the SS. It's on bags. It's already built, modded. Like, it's really nice, in my opinion. And I said, someone from you, okay, coming from you, that you have like something to speak on, versus me, that obviously, like, I'm in the little leagues, y'all. Let's be real. Like, I have a V6. Like, I'm in the little leagues. And I'm like, someone like you that's running with the big dogs, do you think, what's your opinion on the Camaro community? He was like, they're not nice. And I was like, right? They're mean. They're mean. They're not nice. And he's like, yeah, I agree. Which right now, girl, I'm trying to convince him to come on my podcast. He's like, we're going to be canceled. Baby, I would have been canceled a long time ago. Come on this podcast. We got to convince him, y'all, to come on this podcast so we could kiki. But after I had told him that, I was like, yeah, I was like, so, let's see how this goes. And I have nothing but good things to say. Did not act weird. I even told him a little bit about the other person, and he was just like, oh my gosh. He was like, I would not have put up with that, like this and this. I was like, and I didn't. I was like, bye. So we're just cracking up, we're just laughing, and it was a good collab. Homeboy got my angles. I'll post pictures around here. When I was like, and he told me, and it was so funny, he was like, you're the first girl that I asked to model my car. And he did it in a joke, you guys. He did it in a freaking joke, where he was like, me, like, my car next, because I was posing on my car. And I've never ever posed with someone else's car other than mine. Now, the reason I did, y'all, is because, again, I'm going for what I want. And with that being said, I have always been the one that when they do ask me for collabs, when it comes to just the cars itself, I'm very picky. I won't just collab with anyone. I have to genuinely like your car. When it comes to modeling, always wanted to pose with certain cars, and when this guy messaged me on TikTok, I was like, all right. I was like, let me see. I was like, okay, I like your car. You're very respectful, and that's my thing. Is like respect will get you a long way with me. When you know how to talk to me, you know how to kind of like. It's just like that. It's just basic manners. I was like, okay, I could give this a shot. And it went smoothly. He got my angles. He was super sweet. And I was just laughing. We were cracking up the whole entire night. Like, it was just nice, you guys. So I'm doing collabs now. And then I have a girl photographer. So I'm finally, like, I'm excited to finally be working with my girlies. Because, like I said, with collabing with car guys, even though they know how you are, even they know that like if they mess up you're gonna speak about it, if they know that you're very like boundaries, they will still try it. So the collabs are open. However, it's very much like I'm like, y'all better behave. Y'all better behave because I'm gonna have to take the collabs out. And same thing with the comments, bringing TikTok comments back. I'm like, y'all better behave because I already on my Instagram stories, like when I get too many dumb like response, like when I say a story time, people be like, oh, I would have done this, oh, I'd be like, nah, y'all are in timeout, and I'll turn off my story replies. I'm gonna be like that too because baby, I don't have time to play. Um, I'm trying to think, what else? Oh, I want to speak on um going MIA on Instagram, which, girl, let's talk about it. Going MIA, my thing is like, I feel like I'm the type that if I don't have, I feel like if I don't have that energy, if I don't have that like spark, babes, I feel like I can't create. And that's kind of where it was at that point, is that I was like, I don't I don't feel the spark. And it's like I take little like, I don't know. It's called a like little side quest. I'll be doing little side quests. So I was like, let me turn this off. TikTok, I'm like, there's no way. If there was, I would, to kind of like temporarily like delete it. But I'm like, you know what? Let me go on a little side quest to kind of build the momentum. And I feel like no one talks about that, and not even about being a car content creator, but like in general, trying to do this content creation, trying to do entrepreneurship. It's hard. It's hard. It's not for the weak. And I kind of want to just like speak on it from someone that's been years and years on it, and kind of just like breathe life into those that feel the same way, and myself a little bit. Um, I want to say just take your break. You're human. If you have a lot on your mind, if you lost the spark, take your break. But I want you to come back with such full force. And I feel like that's what I needed. I feel like I needed to get away because you know what? I feel like if I hadn't done that, I would have never got to the point of like, oh, let me collab. And it's kind of crazy because I feel like more of um, my networking comes from Instagram. I would have never thought TikTok, but it came from like me trying to build my backup TikTok account, and then people started like funneling in, and then I'm like, okay, here we go. We got, collabs rolling in. We got events I've never been to rolling in. We got meeting new people. Okay, perfect. And it just, I feel like sometimes you need to just take a breather, analyze, and I feel like the universe will do its thing and just keep the ball rolling. And that's kind of where I am. And it does, it does get a little hesitant. It does get a little like, oh, and I feel like you just need to take the little voice in your head and just kind of just shut them up, because it's going to be like that. It's going to be like, oh, but what if this? Oh, but what if this? What if this? Because at the end of the day, babes, there are people that you don't know that are watching you, that are waiting, that are like, okay, let me see, let me see. And that's another thing that like I feel like I will always take a breather for myself, because yes, I'm human. And I feel like sometimes I'm just like, I need to get in that creative flow state. But baby, when I'm I'm talking in it. And I'm at the point that I'm like, you know what? I'm not here to be liked by anyone, just anyone. And I had a amazing conversation with the guy with the Camaro, and I was just like, you know what? I just feel like if you take a look at it, I'm one of the first to do this, this, and this. And he's like, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, I know. And I even told him how it's crazy that by me even coming up with my name, Maro Mamii was not a thing. When I came to the car community, I wanted the name Camaro Queen because on my model, like just me as a model, my name was Queen Lena for the longest time. I changed it to like something else, but it was Queen Lena for years and years and years. And at the time, it was that. So when I came to the car community, I was like, perfect, queen and queen, you know? And I seen that another girl had it. So I was like, okay, all good. Like, that's her name. I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. I was just joining. And she happened to be from the SoCal area. And I was like, don't want to step on anyone's toes. Like, you keep that name, you know? And then I thought, Camaro Babe. Someone else had it. Again, I'm like, that's you, babes. And then I was like, Camaro Girl. I was like, no, because I'm not a girl. I'm grown, you know? So I thought about it. And it's so funny because the name that I came up with, like, why? It's because I had this friend and I met her through a sorority. And every time we'd come to these parties, you know, she'd be like, oh my gosh, Lena, you're serving mommy. And to me, I was like, what do you mean? Like, what is that? And she would always tell me, like, mommy. She's like, I don't know. You just give this energy. Just like, oh, okay, period. Like, okay. Like, whether it was because I was Latina or just, like, the energy I was giving, I don't know. But she always was like, hey, mommy's here. Mommy's here. So in my head, I was like, Camaro, Maro, Maro, mommy. And Maro Mommy was born. And now seeing how it's like every other female, I've seen so many. I've seen Aris Mommy. I've seen a couple of other wannabe Maro Mommies. I've seen Mopar Mommy. Like, I've seen so many mommies out there. And I'm like, you're welcome. You're welcome. There was nothing. Every time I would scroll, I would never see blah, 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 mommy. There was nothing. I think it's so funny. I think it is so hilarious that that name got so crazy. And I talked to him about that. I was like, yeah, I was like, I feel like there's certain things that were not done. And everyone likes to say in the car community, that's already done. That's already done. That's already done. I was the first Maro Mommy. That was not done before me. I like to say little things is like I'm the first V6 stock Maro in the IE, Inland Empire. That's gone viral. And it's little things like that that you guys need to be proud of. It's things like that that you need to understand that because you want to achieve certain things, people are not going to like it. And it is not your job to care at all. Because to me, like I said, I feel like I never need to explain myself, but baby, you won't feel it when I come back. And I kind of want to share that with everyone else, that if you feel like you've lost your spark for content creation, you feel like you've lost your spark for your car, take your time, analyze everything, and just start. Just start. Because I wouldn't have been able to see myself a month ago. I wouldn't have thought that I would have my comments turned on. I told myself I would never, ever have my comments turned on because, like, I can't keep track of all of them. I was like, I already have so many social media accounts. I was like, and I don't care for other people's opinions. I really don't. So I was like, I can't do it. And boom, they're on. I would think, like, no, like, Camaro people, I just will never collab with again. And I met someone that is such a sweetheart. Or, like, even bringing in the certain car that I wanted to collab with, and even though, yeah, the guy was weird in the end, still, I got to collab with that car at the location that I wanted, which is crazy because I literally seen it in here. Girl, let me not get into manifesting because I'm a big person that, let's not get into that because that's on my personal page. That is on my other page because, yes, your girl manifests, so... But also that I would have never thought that I would have like a podcast until people were like, hey, I can listen to you yap. You know, I could listen to you just say your stories and say what happens. And I'm like, oh, period. Or people say, hey, you should start a podcast. Like, I feel like that'd be funny. And I'm like, oh, really? And it's things like that it just takes one, and it kind of rolls and rolls and rolls and just goes, babes. And it just, how they call it, it just snowballs. Snowball effect. So if you feel like you need a sign, babes, this is your sign to keep going. Keep going. Because you don't know who's keeping an eye on you. And babes, there's people out here that they need a person like you, especially when it comes with content creation. Like when I tell you guys, like even the little simple conversation of like the even like just jokingly, when I was having a convo with the Camaro guy, that he was like, I don't know if I want to be on a podcast, like I don't know. And we have so many similar opinions about things in the car community, or just about like having to deal with the Camaro community. And he's like, no, I feel like I'm gonna be canceled, like I feel like if I speak up. And I'm like, dude, a lot of people have agreed with certain opinions. They just don't want to say it. They just don't want to speak up because, they're afraid, or what of this or what of that. And it's like, but everyone's thinking it though. But you said it, but you thought it. Like it's giving like everyone wants someone to speak up. And again, like I feel like that is my thing, is I feel like I'm always trying to speak up for the people that can't, and I feel like that's what a platform should kind of be used for, is for to advocate for certain things. That's why, yes, you could be like, oh well, Maro Mami's a pretty face, okay, but she has a mouth on her. She sticks up for the girlies, okay? She sticks up for the girly girls. She sticks up for the V6 mommy. She sticks up for etc babes, so literally take a moment. If you're in this space and you feel like that, take a moment, take a breather, figure out where you want to go, figure out what you stand for, and then go and attack, babes. Go and attack. So that is my little podcast. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.